On a gray morning this year, the world of music suffered an irrevocable loss. One of the few men who had the vision to bring the music education into America's schools, and who built that amazing institution, the National Music Camp at Interlochen, lost his first major battle. At the age of 74, in the fullness of his years, Dr. Joseph Maddy was dead. We remembered him with profound respect and affection, for because of him, every summer on Michigan's lake shores, a living truth is rekindled. Dr. Maddy spoke the universal language of music. Few places have turned out more musical missionaries for peace than Dr. Joseph Maddy's summer music camp. Interlochen and Joe Maddy are magic words in American music. How can one express the wonder of Interlochen? I can only say that in a world which deals so much with material values, there is something fine and wholesome in the euphony of some 3,000 youngsters delighting in the wonders of great music. Any man who can do this for the youth bears the mark of genius, and a nation fortunate enough to have an arts center like Interlochen can look to the future with hope. This is Dr. Maddy's legacy. He loved people, especially youngsters, and in humility he often said to those near him, "Don't call me Dr. Maddy, just call me Joe." I am richer for having known him, and commend to you this portrait of Dr. Joseph Maddy, filmed in the last summer of his life.
I believe that everyone will concede the fact that folks will learn more of what they want to learn than what they're forced to learn. The camp and the academy were established on that philosophy of giving the students a choice in what they might study. And they study the things they want to learn, therefore they'll learn lots more. Now, mister, one at a time. I'm still teaching the teachers, and I'm still very much interested in the beginner, because they have to begin if they're ever going to become fine musicians. It's right, you repeat it. If it isn't, you sing.
Dr. Joseph Maddy, musician and educator extraordinary. A man with a personal vision that has become the inspiration of his fellow men. A man whose devotion to his work was unlimited. A man whose energy seemed endless. How long could he continue?
I'm going to keep on working until the heart stops beating.
Monday, April 18th, 1966. Joe Maddy died. Yet as long as the Academy of Arts at Interlochen continues to flourish, his heart will not have stopped beating.
Okay. Here I'm spending much too much time on this. Much too much time. D. Directly on D. 3, 4, 1. 3, 4, bottom note, viola decision. Stop. Yum. 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 Now, stronger viola decision. Crescendo. Yum. 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 Yum.
Since 1928, hundreds of promising young people have come each summer to Interlochen just to play music. Under such conductors as Thor Johnson, they are molded into orchestras that often rival their professional counterparts. This is the fulfillment of Joe Maddy's vision. Not all the students are as gifted as these. Joe Maddy never forgot the beginner. He was a great believer in competition. Remembering perhaps his own enthusiasm for music was stimulated by playing violin duets with his brother. Each week the students challenge each other for their places in the orchestra.
All right, threatening horns. All four horns on that entrance, please. Hard. Ta da da ta. Real Slavic yearning there. Real Slavic yearning. More feeling, deeper feeling, much deeper feeling. 2 bars before G. 2 before G. All right, 1. Everybody, 2 before G. Thank you so much, Mr. Levy. Right on the ball there. There's an alert head man for you. 3, 4, all right, 1. Now listen. Listen to those beats. Can you crawl into that, Shelley? Basses. No crescendo. Listen. Harder fingers when you change bow there. When you change finger. Shh, just that reflected. Now move. Crescendo hard. Very deep-seated pain here. High, deeper. Longer bows on that 40 piano.
March 1929, at the first All-Southern High School Orchestra in Asheville, North Carolina, Dr. Maddy, our dynamic young conductor, passed another milestone in his meteoric career as a pioneer in music education. He convinced many of his student musicians, including myself, that the goals which he had set for himself should also become ours. With his brilliant and unexcelled model of absolute dedication to his unique concept of music and education, he has lifted so many to greater heights than they could have ever reached without his inspiration. And to Dr. Maddy, for the generosity of his life work, gratitude can only be expressed by following his example. In 1929, I came to camp, and for the first time, Dr. Maddy had invited me to become part of this picture, and I was privileged to be here as a college student to help with the library work in the early years. Now, it's important to remember that today we still operate on the same basis, the same philosophy behind the program that we did in those days.
You know, I was a camper here 30 years ago, 1935 to be exact. I was very, very lucky to have won the Giddings Scholarship here. And when I tell many people and Dr. Maddy this, they're so pleased that after 30 years I'm back. And it's fantastic. Most people don't realize the impact of the national music camp on a chap like myself, particularly who came from the west side of Chicago, congested, hot area, and to be in this paradise making music, it's something that's been with me all my life. And I've had the opportunity of watching it affect my children, my daughter was in the art department here, and she reacted the same way even to the music. Just fantastic.
The question was asked me a minute ago about the possibility of Interlochen having a master plan. I answered by saying that we not only have a master plan, but we have a master doing the planning.
Dr. Maddy has spent 38 years of his life in projecting Interlochen into the future. And I know as a faculty member, to watch the other members of the faculty work and inspire the children and get inspired yourself, it's something to behold. You just have to see it to believe it.
Slower triplets are not moody enough. Moody triplets, moody. Back with me. Watch your breathing, people. Stagger your breathing. Stagger it. Listen to that. That level.
The dream that became Interlochen was born when Joe Maddy organized the first national high school orchestra at Detroit in 1926. An orchestra that was described as the music miracle of the century. The success of that orchestra and the enthusiasm of its members and of its successor at Dallas the following year led Maddy to seek for it a permanent home. In the wooded slopes of Interlochen, he found the beauty and solitude he felt so necessary for the study and performance of great music.
This is my 3rd year at Interlochen, and when I was here 2 years ago, I was only 12 years old, and I didn't really like it then. That's before I met Dr. Maddy, that is. The regulations sort of got to me. But now that I know Dr. Maddy and knowing the way he lives and the way he helps the camp and the way he thinks about the rules, then I'm beginning to realize that they're necessary, and I just love it. Next year, my teacher wants me to go to Europe for a concert tour, but that's during the summer. But I think I'll come back if I can.
This is my 6th summer at National Music Camp. When I first came here, I was amazed at all the talent that was here, all grouped together. I was also amazed at Dr. Maddy, the president. His wonderful character is very inspiring to me, and this is why I come back each summer.
What we're trying to prove here is that people will soon forget what they're forced to learn, but they retain what they learn of their own choice. That's right. See, it's based on desire rather than being forced to do things. That is basic philosophy for Interlochen. It should be basic philosophy for education. The arts are the universal language. Music in particular. Music is the same the world over. The symphony orchestra is the same in Singapore, as in Moscow, Interlochen. They play the same music from the same published scores published in any country. So music is the universal language, and of course it leads to peace. I never heard of a musician being cruel. I heard of one once, but he wasn't a good musician. Another musician is very practically working with beauty. It makes him believe in things that are beautiful and peaceful. And beauty and peace go together. So music is a language of peace. It can also be a language of strife, too, as we know. Marseillais, for instance, won the French Revolution, and music did that, and general music can be the means for world peace, the understanding of great music.
A lot of people think that competition is no good for a youngster, but the ones up here really enjoy competing with each other, don't they?
And that is really the basis for everything here, anyway. You see competition wherever you turn in everything. And academic subjects as music, art, drama, dance, swimming. And in our public schools, there's competition is simple, except in athletics. What's the most popular subject in schools today? Athletics. There's really just one rule: do the right thing at the right time. And it's interpreting that rule that gets them to thinking about doing the right thing.
Dr. Maddy, you've had quite a few, really, struggles for existence for the National Music Camp here at Interlochen, haven't you? Besides your financial ones.
Yes, I think more than were necessary. Some of them have been with the government. The first one, I think, was
We got the highway department. We're going to put a highway right down next to our girls' camp, which would destroy all the privacy of this camp. And they finally got a court injunction against the state of Michigan against building a highway. And we held that for over 2 years to finally they agreed to move it over so as to get us this privacy we need. Then after that was a convict labor camp that the Michigan Corrections Department decided to build within walking distance of our camp. These convicts were to be free, not under guard. They could go and come as they chose. Within walking distance of our camp, that would have ruined our camp, and I couldn't get any action on that. The only thing I could do is call on the women, the Michigan Federation of Music Clubs and the Michigan Federation of Women's Clubs. They together put on a very militant campaign against this, and they weren't getting anywhere until finally the convicts settled that themselves. They simply did a beautiful job of kidnapping and robbery. They kidnapped the family and took them to Cadillac, stole their car, and they got away. And they never did get away. I feel they deserved that liberty because they really saved the situation for us. And another thing was, of course, the famous case of the Jet Air Base. The Air Force were going to build a Jet Air Base somewhere in this neighborhood. And it became a political football because it was a question of whose district it should be in, one congressman or another. Finally, they got to the point where Congress voted to move it. They tried all four sides of us. And finally, Congress voted to put that right south of us, right down here. And the Air Force decided unsettled at that time because they said they didn't want it there, and therefore they weren't going to build any at all. American education has not been based on free enterprise. It has been socialistic all along. And now is the time to bring free enterprise into education. Let's show them a choice of what they're learning, what they want to learn, to prepare them for the kind of life they want to lead, not what somebody down the state capitol thinks is good for them. I know they have the right answer. And what's going to go on from now is they're going to influence education in America, so schools throughout America will copy our idea and first expand upon it. I guess they will.
What I'm wondering is, what do you do for recreation? Do you ever take any time off?
When I have time, I like to play string quartets.
You do?
With more music. That's the best one's off of the idea, but I love to play string quartets, and every musician does.
Do you get much time to do that during the
Very seldom. I wonder if every video we have gone camping together when we were teenage sweethearts.
Well, I don't know. It seems kind of funny that there's such a little incident that turned into a major thing.
Well, I guess that's the way things start in this world. Anyway, when we had camping down there, the biggest camping we had, we pulled the old piano on the old side church tent, cook tent, and we had a little orchestra. Some 20 years later, when they had the National High School down Dallas, the boys and girls, members of the orchestra, got me in a corner and pleaded me to find someplace where they could play great music all summer. I bought a camp right away. I didn't think it was on college campus. I thought if you're in the camp, we had a real youngsters. So I thought this went to the camp, so we had a camp. They had something to do with it. In fact, we had a lot to do.
After many hardships, Joe Maddy gained sufficient support to open his school as the Renown Arts Academy. Never before had there been a boarding school for students of high school age, providing training in all the performing arts, as well as academic preparation for college. Art, drama, and the dance are now as much a part of the curriculum as the great works of music that Joe Maddy loved so well. Joe Maddy, a lifetime given to music, its performance and appreciation has ended. Yet his life's work will not end. The fulfillment of Joe Maddy's dream has become a part of our heritage. Not many would dare to dream so very